Okay, his powerful human Luna. So this was good. I enjoyed it. Roman and Simone's love. So Roman was actually one of the few black Lunas in a book. She just happened to be human. So she wasn't a wolf. Roman was a wolf. But Simone was a fighter. She was, you know what I mean? So Simone was a warrior or what have you, and she fought a lot of, she just helped out a lot of different, fights here or there. She had made a reputation for herself, but her friends didn't know that. And she had been trained by a terrorist, I believe. I'm not trying to go back into the book, but you have to read that on your own. Oh, look at my little lash looking crazy. So they had a really interesting situation where, the mate bond was strong when Roman was just kind of being a little playboy. Excuse me. Been driving all day. Out here, he was just out there, sleeping with women, just like his beta. And he found out when his beta's sister was hanging out with her good friends that one of those friends was his fated mate. And he rejected her right then and there, but she didn't receive his rejection because she didn't know nothing about that. She was just in so much pain and she didn't understand it. And so he gonna go and get somebody, kind of get a little fellatio going on, and that hurted her. Like man, what was crazy? Roman was supposed to be, I know, we always want to write these alphas to be big bad and you know what I'm saying, that they, whatever, but man, Roman had like some serious weaknesses. Like he was not very much so letting that other alpha daughter know, like, yo, back off. He was, but he wasn't, at first. I don't know. It was just like kind of bad. She was able to get in and, really mess up with Simone and he were developing, because after a while, they did start liking each other once he found out she was a warrior. And at one of the alphas that he really looked up to, had a meeting with others. So yeah, they kind of decided to like each other a little bit, try to take it slow, and that was cool. But then the chick, she just would not stop, and she eventually came through and was really messing them up. Like she was so rude to the little black girl. Okay, and then Roman, apparently, I guess he was Hispanic, because I don't know how they be writing these books, child. Sometimes I wonder, are people scared to really allow black people to be wolves, for real, fully, and then let the alpha and the Luna be black or something like that? I don't know, but in that one book I read, that was book 1, Miracle Luna. Excuse me. The alpha Xavier dude ended up dying. He was black. I think his wife was black because their daughter was black and she was kidnapped. So that's in a different book. That's my Miracle Luna. And then you'll see in book 2, whatever. I ain't even do a review on them, so I ain't gonna talk too much. But but generally speaking, yeah, everybody not like that open. I just see a lot of white folk and a lot of Hispanics, so it is what it is. Anyway, I gotta do better with the takeaways. I'm telling you all about the books sometimes, but I'm not getting those takeaways. So what's a good takeaway? Nip stuff in the bud. When, now I will say for Simone, how was she to know that old boy was gonna come for her? She had no idea. But Roman second guessed himself about him. And instead of, and he should have put better protection over her. when she decided, oh, I really want to go out after dude showed up at the stump or whatever, he was like, man, this war, like, he already knew it was gonna be something, and she like, nah, that's okay, but shit, excuse me, like he's like, these are wolf matters, like, you know what I'm saying, and it was just kind of like she got soft. She's supposed to be a warrior, and she got soft to me, you know, but then she was pregnant, so whatever. The guy was like really weird, and it was just getting to the point where he was gonna pretty much force her, you know what I mean? And that's bad. He's got bad. Excuse me. And that was being real bad. So good thing that Roman did come and save the day after a while. They did get married, and that was cool. But you know what? The end of the book was weird. The end of the book was super weird because it's almost like it's going into another book, but the book was taking like a long time to be finished. Ugh. So now it's like book 1, and I guess it'll figure out book 2. I don't know what they're gonna do. Anyway, the end was super weird because it was just kind of like boom, it went into something. And I can see how that would make for interesting writing, because you got to really get into the whole thing about entities and stuff like that. And the writer was like going into the entity part. But another thing too, something else I wanted to touch on. They did the entity part. Oh yeah, nipping stuff in the book. So look though, now the girl, how they gonna get to infiltrate? Well, because of the entity, and like nobody knew that she was like, her and her father was using the entity to do stuff, and it was just taking forever. I ain't gonna lie, I even wanted to fast forward that thing because I was like, okay, all right. I mean, I think my main takeaway from this book, if there was a lesson to be had or learned, the lesson to be had or learned is to nip stuff in the bud immediately. Like if you see a problem, nip it. And don't be afraid to stand up. A lot of times we want to be, polite and have respectable politics, but sometimes a no is a no, and sometimes people just don't want to take those no's. They don't want to take it. Are you a person that don't want to take them no's? You better figure it out. Get your feelings hurt. You just got to get your feelings hurt. And don't be trying to use your whatever you got to try to get what you want if it ain't really supposed to be for you. I feel like the chick could have, really got what was for her. But instead of getting what was for her, if I'm not mistaken, she probably rejected the person. Because she wanted to go steal somebody else's place. Okay? Like, let's not try to steal someone else's place. Let's remain in our own place. What's your future? What's your path? What's your destiny? Like, don't try to steal somebody else's place because you like the way they look or you like the way they walk and talk and all this, that, and the other. And then you resort to, consorting with dark, heinous energies because of that. It's an opportunity. Like, don't do that. It's not okay to try to destroy somebody's happy life, happy home because of your selfishness, but it's like people do it all the time. So anyway, that happened. They did eventually finally get through those crises and get to get married and walk down the aisle. That's how the author wrote it. Remember, the author has the power of the pen, power of the clicking of the fingers. It's their world and universe they created. And as a writer, an author, you create it as such, and this is how they created it. It took a while, but then the end just got a little murky. So anyway, go ahead and check that thing out. Okay? Enjoy it if you can. I know you will. It's a lot. There's some good little love scenes in there. It was a cute little love story once Roman and Simone got into the groove.